Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a bonus Valentine's Day reading for Taurus. You are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Taurus, we still all have a little bit of Taurus in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Taurus in? That's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. Please remember, this is a general or collective reading, so parts may or may not resonate. Just take what works for you, leave the rest. This is also a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it right now, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it has been some time since I posted this, what was going on back then, that may give you further clarity to your situation now. We're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. Ooh, we have the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups energy, it looks like a celebration, but there's some discrepancies here, which I will explain. It could be a celebration. Having said that, these three people are toasting, and they're not really toasting each other because no one's looking at each other. They're looking at the cup. So what they're really looking at is something, event or something that's happened and outside of themselves here. And in matters of love, when in many cultures, especially in Europe, if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, then you automatically, like that, have 7 years of bad luck in your love life, in your romantic love life, which means it kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? So this card, to me, quite often can represent a third-party energy in a relationship, and it can also represent a celebration of something that is outside of the collective here. It can, and so we'll see what it's about, what's going on here. The internal forces there's some sort of illusion that's being enlightened by the moon here. So the moon card, when it comes out, this is talking about the internal forces. Your internal forces are what you have control of. You can't control what other people say or what other people do, that kind of energy, but you do have the ability to control your reaction or your response to whatever that is. And so, yeah, this card is saying that there's some sort of illusion or hidden energy in your internal forces, something that you're not seeing that would benefit you to see. And so the moon card is about coming out of the emotional waters. That's what this represents here. And being vulnerable enough to stay on your path and go find out kind of like, okay, I'm staying on my path. I'm not going to be distracted by illusions. I'm not going to go off my path. And this represents the domestic dog and a wolf or a coyote, and they're both howling at the moon. And this energy is talking about you stay on your path regardless of the danger of staying on the path and the distractions. And some sort of enlightenment is being shone on your situation. The other energy that I want to bring up is the fact that we do have a full moon at this time as I'm doing this reading. And this full moon is in Leo energy. So the Leo energy is about leadership, and across from Leo is Aquarius on the zodiac wheel. And Aquarius energy is more about the group, whereas the Leo is more about the individual leading the group. So this is talking about the sun is in Aquarius right now, and it's shining light on this illusion, whatever it is that you're not seeing. So it would be a really great time for you to go inward. It is the February 2nd when I will be posting this, but the full moon was just in the evening of February 1st, and so you probably have been feeling this energy for a few days now, and will feel it for a few more days. So this is the perfect time for this to happen, because we're going to look into it. Also, if you want to know more about that energy coming in from the full moon, I did post full moon readings, which I have in the end part of this video. It's a playlist that you can go to my channel, and it's called Full Moon, New Moon Readings. We have the Knight of Swords coming in. So the Knight of Swords, the Knights, they work for the king and the queen in the royal court, delivering messages in the old days. and they would travel, you know, far and wide to deliver messages, and then to other kingdoms, and then bring them back. This energy is talking about some sort of communication coming in. Now, this communication can, these days, of course, we have communication at the click of a button, basically. So it could be the mail, but it could also be a phone call, an email. It could be a text message, something you see on a social media post, something in the news, that kind of energy. It could also even be this, because the Knight of Swords represents the sword, excuse me, the element of the sword. And this is talking about your thoughts. And so you notice in this card that he has his sword up, but there's no, we can't see the point. So I feel like he only has part of the information, and he's either running from this information to tell you about it, or he is like running away from this information or running to you. One of the, you know, or both, I guess you could say. And so this energy is also, it's anxious, right? Like, and this card can sometimes represent someone like a fool rushing in. And in matters of love, you know, it could be that energy, because there's a horse showing up here on the 14th of February is Valentine's Day. And on that day, there's a new moon, and there's also a solar eclipse, and there's also it's the first day of the Chinese New Year, and we're moving from the year of the snake into the year of the fiery horse. And so this energy is really we're all really starting to feel this fiery horse energy. And it's very passionate in matters of love, very passionate, and also very full of heart. And but the energy, and it's also the energy in general is very free-spirited, and it can also be very impulsive. And so this could represent some sort of impulsive action that someone is taking, or that you want to take. And it can sometimes be due to volatile emotions. And so you, maybe if you find out what this is, this illusion that's happening here. So this is a warning that with that fire horse energy, it is, you know, it has some real beneficial qualities, and it also can really fire people up. And so this energy is talking about don't take any impulsive actions out of, you know, being really angry or other emotions. And also it's talking about the energy of like really pushing yourself to the point of exhaustion. And so avoiding the impulsive actions. You notice like this horse is actually running against the wind, and it's the horse is even stressed out. You can see that. And the energy here of the fiery horse energy, I also have another playlist on my channel if you want to look into that fiery horse energy. And I have that month by month, basically, and see how it affects your particular sign, Taurus. Then you could check it out there. All right, we're going to keep going with this reading, though. And we have the Queen of Wands energy coming in. So the Queen of Wands represents a queen that is sitting on her throne, and she's very a natural beauty. She has a sunny disposition. Her the sunflower is there, and that is following the sun, basically, and the sun represents God and your path. She is intuitive, like, so this veil behind her represents being able to use her intuition and her logic, and she's very passionate. So this is representing a passionate energy, and it's also representing because it's made of wood, it's representing the energy of the ancestors, like the deep roots we have, and also descendants, the offshoots. So she's sitting on her throne, and she is aware of the issues going on around her, but she's just, she's, you know, like not getting herself all worked up. This is the kind of energy you want to be in. It's not that you're not aware or whatever, and you might even be really upset by something, but you recognize that you're not going to fly off the handle or anything. You're just going to chill out, and you're going to go inward and use your logic and your intuition to get to the bottom of whatever is happening here. because there's some sort of judgment coming in. This energy sometimes, I'm just going to say it up front, represents a third party in a relationship that should only have two. And there can be a lot of gossip and slander about it. And because of this, the way this energy is, I feel like it's something that maybe your intuition was telling you there might be an issue in your relationship. And this energy might be, this communication might be somebody, you heard some talk or someone was gossiping, whatever, or maybe even someone contacted you that was the third party energy. And you're keeping it together here, and you're just taking in the information. You're judging it, like, is this true or is this false kind of energy? That's the information I'm picking up. Now, right now at this time, and I just want to bring this up because it's all coming out in these first few cards, is that on January 26th, Neptune, which is a very big planet, so it has a lot of energy. It takes 14 years for it to move from one sign to the other. And it has been moving from the sign of Pisces into the sign of Aries. And it's been a little bit back and forth. But on January 26th, it actually moved from the sign of Pisces into the sign of Aries. And it's staying there now. And so this energy is really quite aggressive. Like, in its really, the Neptune energy is about idealism and looking on the bright side and being optimistic and all of that kind of energy. And at the same time, the day before Valentine's Day comes, on the 13th of February, Saturn is joining Neptune in the sign of Aries. And Saturn is all about heavy responsibility, how things really are. You have to, you have to look after shift, that kind of energy. So these are very conflicting energies, as well as the energy coming in from the full moon of Aquarius wanting us to look after the group, the family, our responsibilities, and us wanting to express ourselves in an individual manner. So there's a lot of energy here, and a lot of people are really feeling it already. And you can see it even in the news right now, with all the energy that's, like, if you're watching the news at all, and all the files that came out in United States with Epstein and all of that energy, and people are all reading about that, and the truth coming out from all of that stuff. And then, like, just in general, how the economy, the market, gold is dropping, and it's just, like, it's just a real kind of a heavy energy right now. And it's like kind of like someone snapped their fingers and all of a sudden, bang, all of a sudden there's all this bad news on the, all over the internet. And so this is affecting everybody on some level or another. And judgment is coming in from that. So the truth is coming out. And so that's what this is representing here. Remember, I said this is the spiritual realm and the physical realm. So this is energy talking about, even the ancestors from across the veil, they're cheering because this is coming in, because they're watching what's going on. And they are happy that you are finding this energy and this information out. Also for the whole planet, like everything that's coming out. The truth can be hard to hear sometimes, but it will set you free. And you also have to discern whether or not this energy is real, true energy or not, because there's a lot of that also. But we have a tower coming in, and I can just feel there's some heavy energy here in this reading. I was wanting for these Valentine's Day readings to be all fluffy and light, and it's just turning out they're not. It's just so far we're only on the second one, but I have this energy is in the air because of this Neptune-Saturn conjunction. It's really a powerful force, and we're feeling it. The good news is, though, that it makes us confront what we want in our relationships and what others, and also the warning to be really clear on the facts before you fly off the handle and believe everything that you're told. And so there's a tower. If it hasn't hit, it's going to hit. So the tower, this card represents a reality check, is basically what it is. And, the universe will try to communicate with us and be like, hey, at first the universe whispers. It's like, you might want to pay some attention to that. But you ignore it or you can't hear it. And then the frying pan comes out, whack, over the head. And you're like, ouch, that hurt. And the universe, do you hear me now? But you're like, oh, you just carry on and you don't really look at what the real issue is. And then eventually the tower will hit, because that's how the universe communicates with us. So lightning strikes, you're knocked out of the tower of your castle. One person's falling out, and look at, they're very surprised, and the other one's like, oh, I was worried this was going to happen. And if you look at the anatomy of the tower, it's kind of an explosive love situation. And if you understand what I mean, the crown is blowing off the top of this pedestal here. And we have the energy of the 7. Okay, so now this is the 9 of Cups coming in. Now the cups do represent love, but in this case, it's not so much romantic love. It's love of all things, because there's 9 cups here. So this is saying that this is, you're highly favored to have love. Like, that's your natural condition, is you're a sunny disposition person. You're lovable. You have a lot of really good qualities. And that energy is saying this, that you deserve to have this love in your life, and whatever that entails. And so, but this energy is saying that it's a wish. And so, if you're wishing for something, it means you don't have it. So you have to stay in the game and really make sure you have your facts straight and you really understand what's going on. And if you do that, then you're going to be highly favored to move through this in a more positive way, and really get to the bottom, like, of the illusions here. Because the illusions could be that it's just gossip as well, right? So that's why, and maybe these people are like, hey, they set it up so you would hear something and thought, oh, then you're going to fly off the handle and you're going to behave in a really erratic way and maybe break up with your person, and then they'll be able to navigate through that. You know what I'm saying? So this is again saying, like, be really clear on what is going on before you take any action. This is saying that you're highly favored to have the love you want, to be to have love the home you want, love the children you have, love where you live, love the country you're in, love your career. Like, just, there's 9 cups of love here, and in the tarot there's only 10. So you're highly favored here. And this is talking about a disappointment in love. Now this could be, again, past, present, future. So all of this could have happened in the past, and you're still, people are talking about it, and you're still healing from it. And maybe the judgment hasn't totally come in yet. This could be like happening right now. It could have happened in the past, or this is a warning that there's some energy around this in the future. So this is talking, see, when these 2 cards come up together, it quite often feels like this can represent 3 cups of love, and there should only be 2. And so this person is sitting under the tree, and they're on higher ground trying to figure out, okay, what happened here? And this quite often represents that there was a third party involved in the relationship. And it can also represent the energy of it producing a baby that would be outside of the couple. It would be with the third party. And that's this energy here that I'm talking about. And I was wondering if this card was going to come up. This also can represent that there has been someone that you've given 3 chances to, and they're asking for a 4th chance, and you're like, you know what? I'm not interested. 3 strikes, you're out. I've given you 3 chances to change your ways, and you've failed, and you failed me, and I'm disappointed. This can also represent that you've had 3 serious relationships in the past and they didn't work out for you, and you're wondering, like, what is this energy? Why is it that I can't just have the relationship and love that I want? And so we're going to look at this here. We have the energy of identifying your self-image. And so this is how you identify yourself right now. You're waiting to hear some news. So you're aware that it's in the ethers here. And this is talking about your abundance and self-worth. So you do see yourself as a queen. And you understand that you deserve to have better. And you also understand that you're not going to lower yourself by... that's where this beautiful energy that some people say is that Taurus are stubborn. But actually, it also can be very disciplined. Like Taurus energy, if they make up their mind to be a certain way, that's the way it'll be. If you think about the Taurus energy, and you're ruled by love. So the energy of Taurus is like wanting to have like your internal forces in order and your home in order. This is like, if this is representing your relationship and where you live and your home and your family and that kind of energy, Taurus energy thrives on having like the comfort of knowing that the way that your home is a safe place and that you have beautiful things in it. Taurus energy loves to have like, beautiful linens and towels, and, your place probably actually could go on Instagram and look like it does, kind of energy. And so the communication, there's some sort of judgment coming in over something, and it could be judgment that these people are lying, or it could be that that there is, where there's smoke, there's fire kind of energy. This energy here, the reality check, it can talk about family matters, and it's just when it hit this spot, I thought, oh, this can represent this energy of not only was someone having an affair with someone, but there's now another love coming through, and what is more beautiful than a bundle of joy, So it could be that if you look at the dynamics of this energy, it could be a reality check in that kind of form. And also be careful, because this is in the position of your health and habits and well-being. Make sure that that your partner hasn't picked up something that you might need to take a look at regarding for your health, like, have that checked out. This energy here is talking about your, that you're destined to have like a beautiful romance, a family and children. So this energy, we're going to look now at the external forces. And the external forces, the EFs, are when you're saying, hey, I thought like we were doing pretty well here in my relationship, and all of this is coming in now. And it's, what the EF happened, and it's external forces. And this is where you don't have control over what other people do, but you have control over your reaction or your response. And recognize that the energy right now is very volatile. And there's a lot of half-truths out there and a lot of energy like that. So, you want to make sure that whatever decisions you make right now, whatever actions you take, that's what these wands represent, that your actions are you're going to know what you know. Like you're not just going to fly off the handle and expect, just go by half-truths or whatever. You're going to figure out, using your intuition and your logic, you're going to figure out what went down here, and you will. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and women have better detective abilities than the CIA and the FBI together. You'll figure it out. This is protecting your heart right now and being on higher ground. This also can represent some energy that came in like unexpectedly. That's usually this, when the tower hits, it's always at the worst time and when you don't expect it, and it takes you by surprise. And so this energy is talking about, I know what I know, and I'm going to stand on that. I am going to stand on that conviction. Having said that, he's got a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other, and this can represent that you are, that you're in a rush. It's been a hurry. And this is the same kind of energy here. So you want to make sure the information that you have is in fact, because remember, we can't see the point of his sword. So this could be a half truth. And the energy, so it's standing your ground, and that you're willing to stand your ground. Having said that, you have 1 foot in one world and 1 foot in the other. So you don't know, I feel like the information is half and half kind of energy. So you want to know what the point of this energy is. Because these people are celebrating. What are they celebrating? That they got you upset, they're hoping that you're going to bite. And unfortunately, this kind of energy happens. It's very immature and childish, but it quite often happens during full moons, because that's when low-flying witches like to play games. And they think it's funny. Like, it's that kind of energy. They're bored. They don't have what you have, and so they want to disrupt it. We have the Queen of Swords. Okay, so now this energy, I feel this represents an energy how you're handling the external forces, because this is in the external forces position. This is a good energy to be in. So the Queen of Swords is someone that recognizes. She's been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. So if you've been disappointed by this person before and you recognize the signs, you already may have made up your mind. I'm not putting up with this shift anymore. And I have been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. If this information is true, they can have them. It's fine. I've already worked through these emotions. I don't need to get all upset. I already got upset the last time this happened. And this is the energy. I have the souvenir. I'm not going back to it. I've given this person one more chance. And if this is the energy coming in, off with his head, you can have him. I already have plans on what I'm going to do if that happens, and I'm moving on. My head is above the clouds, and I am very clear that I'm not putting up with this shift. And so you may have even hired a private detective, because sometimes that's the energy that comes in, and that might be who is coming to tell you what's going on. And these people aren't aware that you know way more than it appears, because you haven't reacted. And good for you. You're gathering information. Yeah, you've been sabotaged. I've been picking this energy out. There's like 10 swords here. And this isn't just like some people, this is someone who really wants what you have kind of energy. So you've been sabotaged at least 10 times by this kind of energy. And so you've been sabotaged, and you have 10 swords, and you've been left for unalive. And you're laying there, and like this was supposed to be the last straw, kind of energy that makes you fall apart, and like you're going to be like in this energy, and you're going to go galloping back to them. But you see this, like the Queen, she has her back to this. A Queen of Spades, you're not even looking at it. She already, she's not going to get up off her throne and entertain anything. She's got her left hand out, and she's willing to take this information in. You see that? And so, but in this position, she has her back to this energy. She's like, okay, I've already made up my mind. It doesn't, and this is where they wanted you to be, but that's not where you are. You already have made up your mind the last time this happened, that if it happened again, you already have a plan in place. You're ready to go. This is a blessing in disguise. I feel like on some level that you might already have a child or children, and you were kind of like trying to keep it together for that reason, and you're like, I'm done. Because this is that energy there of your romance and children, right? Okay, so the King of Wands, like this energy, like this isn't the pentacle energy. We don't have any pentacles here with the energy of Taurus here, but it's kind of like it's more about the actions of what's happening in your life kind of energy. So this is talking about your partner, this could be him, has been, maybe this is the energy of the person that he's been with, or this is your personality, uh, and your energy here. And but like this energy here is someone, like, out of all the kings, he's the most likely to think with his little head, basically. A lot of passion here, and he's a visionary. And being a visionary, and he's very charming and good looking, and that, you know, it's really easy to love him. It's very similar to this energy, and I feel like on some level that your relationship, you have a really strong relationship, but except for this one thing, that kind of energy. And you know, and you, it's just not, you're not willing to put up with it. And something that I noticed about this card also is that, like, the energy here of the salamanders and the lion represent protection from fire. So it's like being able to go forward and do things and not really it not having the huge effect. But I noticed that this has like a face on it. Like, it has two eyes, and it has like a nose, and it almost looks like smoke is coming out, and then there's smoke coming out of the mouth. And ever since I saw that, I can't get it out of my head. And it's like, where there's smoke, there's fire. So you're not shocked. You're not, like, you're disappointed, but you're not shocked. You're like, oh, like, and then the King of Pentacles is coming in. So this is talking, now we have, this is the energy of the, like, the Pentacles is your energy, like the earth energy. And so this is like, okay, you already, I'm getting, you already have a plan in place that you've had in the background if this happens again. And perhaps your partner is used to you forgiving him or her. It can go both ways. Remember, this could be a male and this could be a female. So it could be a male in his feminine energy as well as a female in her feminine energy. And this could be a masculine in his masculine or a feminine in her masculine. And I feel like this is more your energy after what's happened, that you have hired someone to handle the pentacle situation in your family. Like, you already have a plan in action if something like this ever happened again. Like, it's probably a lawyer or something like that. And so you may have even heard that there was rumors out there about this happening, and you've already talked to them, and you have a plan in place. And if that's so, and then this energy comes in. So this energy is talking about someone who is standing on one shoreline, and there's this water in between. Now this water looks like sand, but it's not sand. It's just the way the sun is shining on it, which is saying, like, the sun is shining on this to illuminate it for you. And it's like passing through the portal of being a couple, and with your right hand on the wand. And this is about action, about moving forward to a different location, and that your ships are sailing in, and that you already made up your mind the last time this happened, and you have a plan in place, and you have already made plans, and you're moving forward because you already had an idea to say. I'm getting, you might have even hired a private eye, like a detective. Oh, yeah. And then this is just talking about the energy of someone who's immature. You know, this is the energy of someone who's thinks with his little head instead of his big head kind of energy, and hasn't grown up. That's the kind of energy. Still in this energy of like a youth, you know, like someone who's single and youthful. You might not be married here. You know, this may be something like you live in common law or something like that. That's the energy I'm picking up. I'm not seeing a whole lot of like sword energy except for this. That could represent like judgment coming in from a court or something like that. But it's saying that this is someone that probably doesn't really plan to change their ways, and you figured that out, and you deserve better. So I hate, I am getting, you're not even, if you're watching this, you're like, oh, thank you for the confirmation. You know, It's kind of like you already had your emotional reaction to this last time it happened. That's the energy. So let's just see. I know you may probably not be liking this reading, but if you're benefiting from it, please consider giving it a like and comment, as it helps me to build my channel. I really appreciate it. And also, we're going to clarify with my oracle cards, which is Tales from the Vector, Tails. And so I have a website, Tales from the Vector, and I have all these paintings that I started back in 2007. I completed all 64 in 2020, and I'm doing this oracle, and I'm bringing it out in, in the next while here. I have all the paintings ready, but I'm working on the information now. And the best way is to play with the cards with a larger group of people. I've had these cards out at psychic fairs and at my seminars in the past, but it wasn't complete. I didn't have all the paintings done yet. So it's really changed since I, finished the last of the paintings. So in the description box below, I'll have these cards in the order they appear in the reading. If you want to check it out, it might give you more information. There we go. So we have, I was wanting to have like lovely readings, but this is like, I mean, I would rather know the truth if I was in this situation myself. So we have the Empress energy coming in here. So this is talking about I feel like you're in this Empress energy. This is kind of talking, like it's got a 3 on it and it's got 3 here. You've already figured this out and you already know what you want. And I feel like maybe you even regretted saying you would give this another chance. And now you're like, yeah, no, 3 strikes, you're out. That's the energy I'm getting. And then we have pride. And it might be partly because of, being in the karmic space of pride, like not wanting to have to really look at it. You might have just been in a position where, but now you're like, no, I'm not putting up with this. And then this is the indifference. So this is talking about when people are like, oh, we're all in it together, and we're making progress in our relationship, and that, no, this isn't progress. And then we have the energy of adolescent. I feel like this could be someone that you have been with since you were quite young. And I just feel like you grew up and they didn't. And that's the energy. And so this is talking about, and this is the energy that would be ruled by the moon. And the thing is I feel like in the past, maybe the first time this happened, you really were upset and it was a big deal. And now it's like, I just deserve better. Like, this is how you feel about what you deserve. And then this is the Chariot. This is coming in quick. Like I said, I feel like you already had an inkling, and this is just confirmation for you. This is an ego. This is making sure that you keep your ego in check right now, because the last thing you want to do right now is go on half information, unless you have hired someone to look into this for you, and you have the full information. But if you have the King of, or the Knight of Pentacles information is more important than this information in many ways, because this is what you're going to do next. And you want to be able to really be calm about it and put your plan into action. And then we have the energy of lack of awareness. It just is missed opportunities. And that's what I feel like you realize, I'm not staying in this. Like, I deserve better, and I'm just going to go get better. It's like, I don't even feel, it's very, because the Taurus energy, once a Taurus makes up their mind, and they can be quite stubborn about it. Once they make up their mind, you're not going to change their mind unless you have some valuable information that would do so. And so this is, I think in the past, you might have, like, and anyone would, be jealous or like angry and feeling like that, the energy, the emotions of jealousy because someone else was with your partner. Having said that, you're saying now, I'd rather be better than bitter. I'm not doing this again. I keep hearing that. And look at, there's the tower on here and it says divorce. So in my oracle, the tower is the divorce card, but it's actually divorce from source. So if you're able to go to higher ground and, get inspiration from the Most High, and this is coming in like, even if this is like a wedding, this isn't ordained by God. This isn't a true marriage of people when one is doing this. And so this is just saying again that the tower has caught, like I'm just getting it saying that you're pretty calm, cool, and collected for someone that just heard this information, because you've been there, done that before. And then this is talking about the Scorpio energy. Yeah, this is a sexual gladiator of the zodiac. And so this, I want to make this really clear though. When these horoscope signs come out, I'm not talking about, oh, a Scorpio did it or a Cancer did it, that kind of energy. I'm talking, we have all the signs in us and we can learn from the information from each of the signs when they're at their best. And actually the Scorpio energy is being able to manifest from the sacral chakra energy. That's what that is. And it's about Scorpio energy at its best is being able to unite people rather than divide and conquer kind of energy. It's Scorpios are very good at elevating people. They have a lot of that energy in them when they're using it in the correct way. We have the Lovers here on top of the Sabotage. So I'm getting this lover of yours, whoever this partner is, they've done this at least 10 times. So over the years. Yeah, it's just that energy, and it's time for it to stop. It's like, that's not really a lover. That's not adoration, That's someone who doesn't have respect for boundaries. And then we have the energy coming in of Pisces. And so that could represent, like on the 26th of January, when we move from, when Neptune moved from Pisces into Aries, that energy, I don't know, it was kind of like, I felt it right away. It was like a different energy. It was kind of like less dreamy and more, okay, like we really want to know what we're going for here. This is about higher education, actually. And then we have the energy of denial. So what I don't know won't hurt me. See, that's the opposite for you. You've been there. And this time you were like, no, I already have a plan in action because I do know what I don't know could hurt me. And then we have worldly and otherworldly desires. So yeah, this is about you giving yourself permission. Like it's time for you to move on. That's what this is saying. Move on. Leave this couplehood behind. This isn't really a couplehood. This is, look at, there's 3 wands here, right? So you've got your hand on the wand that wants to move forward here in a way that's strong. And then we have the Aries energy coming in here. And that, I feel, is representing, again, that energy of Saturn and Neptune going into the, together. They're hanging out together. And it's really deep, hard energy, but it's like a lot of truth comes out because of it. And we learn a lot about ourselves in that kind of energy because we have to face things that we don't want to face. That's this reality check energy. So I do hope that you have received something out of this. And, please give it a like and comment if you have. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the channel. A big hug to you. Look after yourself. I would say, have a spa day and chill out and just relax. Don't give anyone the satisfaction of seeing you, in an energy that you don't deserve to be in. And You know, 3 strikes, you're out. It's okay. We, you know, sometimes if we love someone, we'll give them more chances than we would someone else. But there comes a point where you have to put yourself first, and that's that full moon energy. Take advantage of it in the next couple days here, because it will really help you release what you need to release here. Big hug to you, Taurus. Bye for now.